If you're still fumbling with that basic controller that came with your PS5, it's time to level up your game. In this video, we're counting down the top 5 best PS5 controllers for 2024, and let me tell you, these bad boys are so comfortable, you'll forget you're even holding them. We're talking about controllers so comfortable and responsive, they'll have you pulling off combos you didn't even know existed. But it's not just about performance. These controllers are so stylish, they could pass as modern art pieces to your roommate. And the best part? We've got all the juicy details and links in the description below, so you can easily snag your perfect PS5 controller without any shopping cart frustrations. Without further ado, let's begin. Starting our countdown at number 5, we've got the DualSense wireless controller. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't this just the standard controller that comes with a PS5? Well, yes, but also no. This bad boy is light years beyond your typical game controller. First up, let's talk about those adaptive triggers. These bad boys are so responsive, they'll have you feeling every virtual raindrop and explosion. And don't even get me started on the haptic feedback. It's so immersive, you'll swear you can feel your character's heartbeat during those intense gaming moments. But the DualSense isn't just about fancy features, it's got curves in all the right places, making it even more comfortable. The ergonomic design means you can game for hours without your hands cramping up like a teenager at their first school dance. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, this all sounds great, but what's the catch? Well, there is one tiny hiccup in this otherwise perfect controller paradise. The battery life isn't that reliable. You're looking at anywhere from 4 to 8 hours of playtime before you need to plug in. But hey, that's just an excuse for a snack break, right? Despite this minor setback, the DualSense still takes our number 5 spot. It's the foundation that all other PS5 controllers are built on. And it's a pretty solid foundation at that. Plus, it won't break the bank, making it a great option for gamers on a budget. Moving on to number 4, we've got the DualSense Edge. Now, if the standard DualSense is a versatile multi-tool, the Edge is like a multi-tool that's been to military school and come back with abs of steel. This controller is the overachiever of the gaming world, always going the extra mile. The Edge takes everything great about the standard DualSense and cranks it up to 11. The build quality? Perfect. But the real magic of the Edge lies in its customization options. It's got more ways to personalize your gaming experience than you can imagine. The adjustable trigger stops are a game changer, literally. You can fine-tune them to your heart's content, making sure your triggers are as hair trigger or as relaxed as you want them to be. And let's not forget about those rear paddles. They're like having an extra pair of hands, but, you know, without the creepy factor. You can map any button to these paddles, giving you an edge, pun intended, in even the most competitive games. The Edge also introduces function buttons, which are like the cherry on top of this already luxurious gaming treat. These buttons allow you to switch between different control profiles on the fly. It's like having multiple controllers in one, perfect for when you're switching between your FPS sweat mode and your casual RPG lounging mode. Now, this sounds amazing, but what's the catch? Well, the Edge does come with a couple of small downsides. First off, it's a bit expensive. At $199.99, it's not exactly pocket change. But hey, can you really put a price on gaming perfection? The other slight disappointment is the battery life. Despite all its improvements, the Edge still struggles in the longevity department, offering only about 6 to 8 hours of playtime. But look on the bright side. At least it gives you an excuse to take a break and remember what the outside world actually looks like. Despite these minor gripes, the DualSense Edge secures our number 4 spot. It's a controller that's clearly designed to please the most hardcore gamers. Now let's move on to our number 3 pick, the Victrix Pro BFG. And let me tell you, this controller lives up to its name. It's big, it's friendly, and it's giant in terms of features. The standout feature of the Victrix Pro BFG is its modular nature. This controller is like the chameleon of the gaming world, able to adapt to any situation. It comes with interchangeable parts that you can swap out faster than a Formula 1 pit crew. Different sticks? Check. Multiple D-pads? You got it. It's like having a buffet of controller options right at your fingertips. What's more, the Victrix Pro BFG doesn't just stop at swappable parts. It also comes with a full-on fight pad module. That's right, this controller can transform from a standard gamepad into a fighting game specialist faster than you can say Hadouken. It's perfect for those of you who like to switch between genres without switching controllers. And let's talk about those trigger adjustments. The Victrix Pro BFG offers 5 different levels of trigger sensitivity. You can fine-tune them to be as responsive as you need, whether you're gently accelerating in a racing game or rapid-firing in an FPS. Now, I know what you're thinking. This controller sounds like it can do everything except cook me breakfast. And you're not wrong. But here's where it gets even better. The Victrix Pro BFG has a battery life that's hard to beat. We're talking up to 20 hours of playtime. That's enough to get through an entire RPG side quest without needing to recharge. But as with all things in life, there are a couple trade-offs. First off, the Victrix Pro BFG doesn't have any of the fancy DualSense features. No adaptive triggers or haptic feedback here. It's all about raw performance and customization. Secondly, while it's not as expensive as some Pro controllers out there, it still comes with a price tag of $179.99. But hey, considering all the features you're getting, it's like buying multiple controllers for the price of 1.5. Coming in at number 2 is the Scuf Reflex Pro. And let me tell you, this controller is all about style and substance. The Scuf Reflex Pro is like the chameleon of the controller world, but instead of changing colors to blend in, it stands out in whatever color scheme you choose. Want a controller that matches your gaming setup? Done. Want one that complements your favorite team's colors? Easy peasy. With over 25 pre-made designs and endless color combinations, the Scuf Reflex Pro is a bespoke tailor for your gaming needs. But the Scuf Reflex Pro isn't just about looking good. Oh no, this controller has the brains to match its beauty. It retains all the features that make the DualSense special, those immersive adaptive triggers and haptic feedback that make you feel like you're in the game, but then it goes a step further. Starting with the remappable paddles, these little beauties are like having an extra set of fingers. You can program them to mimic any face button, freeing up your thumbs for more important tasks like, actually playing the game. And let's talk about that grip. The Scuf Reflex Pro comes with a high-performance grip that feels so good, you might forget you're holding a controller at all. It's like your hands are getting a spa treatment while you game. Who says you can't mix pleasure with more pleasure? Now, this controller sounds perfect. What's the catch? Well, there are a couple of things to consider. First off, all this customization and performance comes at a price. With prices starting at $219.99, the Scuf Reflex Pro is more expensive than a fancy night out. Secondly, despite all its improvements, the Scuf Reflex Pro hasn't managed to extend the battery life beyond that of the standard DualSense. But look on the bright side, at least you'll have an excuse to take a break and admire your controller's custom design while it charges. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, our top pick, the PlayStation Access Controller. Wait, isn't this the controller that used to be called Project Leonardo? Yep. The PlayStation Access Controller is Sony's first official venture into the world of accessibility-friendly gamepads, and boy, did they knock it out of the park. This controller isn't just a controller, it's a gateway to gaming for players who might struggle with traditional gamepads. It's like Sony looked at the concept of inclusivity and said, "Hold my DualSense, I've got this." The PlayStation Access Controller is all about versatility and flexibility. It comes with a range of modules, including sets of buttons and tags that can be customized to suit individual needs. It's like having a Lego set, but instead of building a spaceship, you're creating the perfect gaming experience. One of the standout features is the joystick. It's so intuitive and easy to use, it's like it can read your mind. Whether you're navigating menus or executing complex in-game maneuvers, this joystick has got your back. But the real magic of the PlayStation Access Controller lies in its ability to adapt to the user. It's not about forcing players to conform to a standard controller design. Instead, it's about creating a controller that conforms to the player's needs. Now, there are a couple of small cons that come with this controller. First off, at $89.99, it's more expensive than a standard DualSense controller. This could be a bit of a barrier for gamers on a tight budget, especially if you need 2-access controllers for your setup. Secondly, while the PlayStation Access comes with a variety of modules, it doesn't have enough button types to replace every button on a standard controller right out of the box. But hey, that just means there's room for exciting expansions in the future, right? Despite these minor points, the PlayStation Access controller takes our top spot. And there you have it, our top 5 best PS5 controllers for 2024. Don't forget to check out the links in the description for more details on each of these awesome controllers. And hey, while you're down there, why not hit that like button and subscribe for more tech content? It's free, and it helps us bring you more videos like this one. See you next time.